What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, Politics TV. Today is November 18th. I'm Samuel Koppel, and I'm here for the news. And on this channel, we like to read in between the lines, play a little couch detective, and try to figure out some of these things that's happening in the news and pick apart the lies and some of the things that's being said that's obviously ridiculous and completely untrue and unfounded. And I covered two stories yesterday. One of the stories yesterday was 4 Idaho State students killed in the movie-like, Scream-like fashion, where somebody came in with a knife and murdered those kids in their sleep, allegedly. They were alleged to be asleep. That was my assumption yesterday. And also, it was some cadets from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department that were mowed down while jogging yesterday morning. Now, in both these cases, the reason why I cover certain news, let me backpedal a little bit. The reason why I cover certain stories and not others is because there's always something within the story that makes you scratch your head. You automatically start asking questions. And in both these cases, I asked some great questions. In the Idaho State murder case, I asked, what in the hell happened with these roommates? Because at the end of the story, after they said all the stuff they said, I watched 2 videos. At the very end, they said that I didn't catch before it was 2 students that was in the house too, while the other students got murdered. And I said, why in the hell are they not in custody being questioned in high heaven? And today, I guess other people's asking the same thing. Some of those things came out. And in this other case, with this young man, this young Hispanic, or this white Hispanic male you see on the screen in the middle, was he actually guilty of doing this on purpose? Was it intentional? And for most people, it wouldn't even matter. If this was, I always hate to say it, if this was a Negro, there'd have been no question that shit was intentional. But believe it or not, I got some groundbreaking news today of some shit that happened with this kid that you're not going to believe. I'm going to save that for in a minute. But let's take at this Idaho State Police video. Matter of fact, let's go to yesterday and see what question I asked about the case of them being murdered in the house. Let's see what I said yesterday. Time of night, college students, alcohol, you quiet, yeah, shit can happen like that, I can see that. But, yeah.
For centuries, and the door was found open by the first police.
But let me back up just a tad, y'all, just a tad.
There was no sign of force.
Let me ask this too. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, he must have stabbed them while they were asleep. I can see baby super drunk. Been drinking, so I can see. I was gonna say at first, how you stab 4 different people at once? But if it's that time of night, college students, alcohol, you quiet, yeah, shit can happen like that. I can see that. But goddamn.
For centuries, and the door was found open by the first police officers to arrive in response to a 911 call. We are now learning there were 2 other roommates in the house at the time who were unharmed. Word of the slayings prompted many students.
Wait a damn minute, there was 2 other students in the house that was unharmed. Oh man, something's rotten in Denmark, y'all. Something stinks to high heaven. Something ain't right. Anytime there's some white people, they always slow to react. This should be hurting white people too. When they slow to react to shit like this and giving people the benefit of the doubt, the killing probably is right upstairs. I don't know what happened. I was asleep. Oh, okay, going back. Now you see, I asked the right questions in these videos. Now we're gonna go back to a video that was released maybe about an hour and a half ago. Let's take a look and see what they said. This is a video from today. I say about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours.
We begin with breaking news on the U of I student murders and the search for their killer. We have brand new information since our last newscast at 5 o'clock on what could be the key to this complex investigation.
A new interview just into the 4 News Now newsroom with Idaho State Police, and the question many of our viewers have asked: What's the story with the other two roommates who were home early Sunday morning?
You have not ruled out the two surviving female roommates.
Correct.
You have not ruled them out as suspects?
Correct. So let me clarify that. No one has been ruled included or excluded as a person of interest and or a suspect. Everyone is still being investigated.
And that should have been clarified from the beginning that, hey, we're questioning the roommates. We're going to see if we can't, get some information out of this, because obviously 4 people were murdered in the house and 2 weren't. So that sounds extremely targeted. We're getting to the bottom, but they didn't say that yesterday. So you can see I always say when they deal with white people, their energy is always extremely low. You'll see that in this next case with the cadets, that Villanueva, that crooked, no good, goddamn dirty snake. You watch his energy with these cadets and watch what's being said.
Are they witnesses?
They are working and talking with detectives, and they have been cooperative, very cooperative with detectives.
ISP won't say who called 911 and would not confirm who found the bodies. ISP says protecting what the young women are telling police could be the key to the entire investigation, and they're hoping the roommates can fill in the timeline between when the murders happened and when someone called 911. Here's what else ISP told ABC News late this afternoon. They confirmed this is a large investigation, a large crime scene inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think it's one killer or more than one.
Now, that's extremely interesting if you go from one day to the next. It really is. Extremely interesting. It was another video on that too. I don't know exactly where that video is. It was another video on those two talking about that. Is it down here? No, that ain't it. But yeah, it was another video on that too where they actually showed the girls like walking away and leaving, and the girls was actually, some guy was kind of lightweight following them, and we don't know, it could have been a boyfriend or one of the other roommates. That's why they sit there being very protective. But I told you, something was rotten in Denmark. Something wasn't right. Some shit's not adding up. But, I don't expect them to say everything and put all the investigation out there. But sometime they get on there and they just say shit that's absolutely ridiculous, that obviously people with common sense are going to start asking these questions immediately. But let's take a look at this next case from these cadets. And this story ain't over. I'm going to recover this too. But I just want to show you I'm asking the right questions on this goddamn channel. Negro Dominant strikes again. Let's take a look at this. Driver accused of intentionally hitting law enforcement.
Certainly a stunning turn of events in this investigation, with the wrong way driver now turned into the prime suspect. He is under arrest, being held in jail tonight. His bail denied.
So that's his new name. Hey, they gave this motherfucker nickname, the wrong way driver. Man, no disrespect to Mexicans, but boy, does that name fit them. Shout out to all my Mexican brothers and sisters, but goddamn, they some bad driving motherfuckers. They are notorious through the black race. If you ask any black person, can a Mexican drive? He'll look you dead in your eyes and tell you, hell no. They got 2 left feet and 5 thumbs. Shit.
With the LA County Sheriff himself saying the carnage in Whittier was intentional. Listen to the sheriff.
And he's now in our custody, awaiting arraignment. And the investigation is still ongoing.
The stunning new development in the
But you see his energy is really low. Then this investigation is still ongoing. Barely fucking talking. He's barely opening his goddamn mouth.
Investigation coming from the LA County Sheriff himself, confirming Wednesday's horrific scene here in Whittier is no accident, but instead a deliberate act.
Residents 10 o'clock, 9, 11 o'clock. Come on out.
So remember that. That's a key moment. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department said that was a deliberate act.
Learning more about the investigation as deputies armed and ready, even carrying a battering ram, searched the Diamond Bar home of the man at the center of that investigation, 22-year-old Nicholas Joseph Gutierrez. The wrong way driver, he's now under arrest, charged with the attempted murder of a peace officer.
Well, they did a very thorough investigation. They interviewed dozens and dozens of witnesses and victims, and that was a conclusion arrived based on the evidence and the testimony that they have to date.
That after Gutierrez's SUV slams into a group of recruits during their morning training run. 25 are hurt, some seriously. Investigators say witnesses report hearing that SUV accelerate up to 30 to 40 miles per hour, veering into the recruits, only stopping when the SUV rammed into a light pole. Ramming that pole with such force, it knocked the pole right over. Even then,
and thank God for them cadets that light pole, that he hit that light pole, because if not, he'd have mowed over even more people. He was knocking their ass down like bowling pins.
It says Gutierrez still had his foot on the accelerator. We know Gutierrez passes a field sobriety test, meaning no sign of alcohol, but deputies confirm finding marijuana in his wrecked SUV. Toxicology tests are still pending. As several of the injured are airlifted to medical centers, attention now shifts to the most seriously hurt. 7 recruits are still hospitalized. 2 of those are listed as critical, suffering serious injuries.
The one in at St. Francis is still in critical. That's the one that has the brain injury. The one at UCI is just going to be going through another surgery. And both of them have multiple fractures as well.
And now live, the St. Francis Medical Center. It is here that one of the recruits listed as critical that the sheriff was mentioning. He is being...
I so deeply want to deeply dive into conspiracy theories right now, but I'm going to refrain right now.
Being treated here in the ICU. We're told he is on a ventilator, as the sheriff says. He is the recruit who is suffering from a serious head injury and brain injury. Getting back to the developing part of this story, that wrong-way driver now under arrest. He is doing...
They didn't get the wrong-way driver.
Or first thing in the morning, he will be arraigned on a charge of attempted murder. For now, we're live here in Linwood. Back to both of you, and West LA we go.
Okay, now... You have that piece. Now, the piece I was talking about, the breaking news that I'm really going to give you. Before I go there, I'm going to go back to the video from yesterday that I made on him. And I want to make sure, time tonight, that we go over. Let me see what he did, what happened yesterday, and what was said. Now, let's listen to this little part because this is key. Yesterday, when they said, this is a really good family, my spidey senses went off. My Negro rabbit ears shot up. My antennas went sky fucking high. Because as those are the news media, they don't put shit out for nothing. The man that in the news media, the lady said yesterday, this is a really fine family because they painting something. They doing something. Something is fucking going on with this case, and it's more to come. Let's take a listen.
The neighbors that we talked to said that the residents of that home, they're a very fine family and that they have...
I always know there's going to be other races to family. It's a very, very fine family. You ain't inside that home. Shit, we don't know how fine that family is. We need to do a full investigation to see how fine. They might be a fine family, or they might be some goddamn evil demons in there. We don't know. Or it might be some evil demons in there. We don't know.
Really said that they are tremendous. Now, the 22-year-old is apparently a triplet with 2 sisters, and whether or not this becomes a criminal case or a civil case, that might be determined by those toxicology reports. I can also tell you that at no time do we see any of the deputies or investigators leave with any evidence bags or anything like that.
Now you see how it was everything was up in the air. We don't know if he might be charged or might not. Everything we have no idea what's going. See what I mean? They started it, fine family. Everything's up in the air. If that was a nigga plowing to them, they would have, man. They still be beating on that nigga. But let's get to the most unbelievable piece of evidence of the day. Take a look at this.
Just moments ago, we have breaking news of the case of law enforcement cadets run down.
Rick Montanez joins us live once again with an update for us. Rick.
Well, Susie and Jeff, late tonight we just learned that the suspect in that crash was released from jail for insufficient evidence.
Released from jail for insufficient evidence. What is really going on? And like I said, I've tried to refrain from diving into conspiracy theories. But who were those cadets? Were they targeted? The man had no alcohol in his system. He wasn't drunk. We ain't got the toxicology report yet, but something's rotten. Something stinks. And he's released from jail. What was his mental stability? Has he been in any crazy homes? You know where I'm going. Anybody watch the channel know where I'm going? MK Ultra, you'd never know. But I'm telling y'all, how in the fuck did he get out of jail? He mowed over fucking 13 sheriffs. He tried to hit. They said it was intentional. That's why I said, remember that part of the video. They said it was intentional. How in the fuck did he get out of jail for insufficient evidence? We just watched the video. They have more than enough evidence. They have an abundance of evidence. They have a mountain of evidence. I mean, you guys, I'm telling you, that's why this is a hell of a channel, Sports, Life, Politics TV. Samuel Koppel, and I'm here to ask the right questions at the right time.
Let's show you some video now so you can see who we're talking about. 22-year-old Nicholas Gutierrez. I just talked with his defense attorney, Alexandra Kazarian, and we checked jail records online. Both confirmed that Gutierrez was released tonight for that insufficient evidence. And as we've reported, Sheriff Alex Villanueva said in a cable news interview tonight that this was an intentional act, but he nor his office provided any motive or reason for that accusation tonight. And as we've seen with other criminal investigations, the case is likely to...
Hey, you guys, even if it was unintentional, which I doubt very seriously, the speed rate he was going and all them people jogging is damn near impossible not to see. Him getting out of jail the next night is... I just can't believe it. I'm almost at a loss for words. I mean, I'm telling you, it makes my goddamn conspiracy theory spidey senses sky high. You would have to agree, this is odd as shit. They said for insufficient evidence. We just had all the evidence. He mowed into hella people. Even if it was accidental, ain't no such thing as really, this is negligence. Listen to me, the bare bones minimum is negligence. At the highest, it's intentional. Either way, he should be in jail. There's no way he should be out of jail right now. Unbelievable.
Continue as detectives work to figure out what happened. Again, those 25...
How is it they trying to figure out what happened? We got a video and just seen what happened. Man sped up.
Recruits were injured when that SUV crashed into them while they were out for a morning training run yesterday. But why that happened, what caused the driver to veer off into their direction, that still remains up in the air right now. We're waiting to hear more from investigators. Again, his defense attorney telling us tonight that she believes the investigation will show this was a tragic accident. We are working to gather new information, and of course we will update you on our reporting as we get those new details. Live in downtown LA, Rick Martinez, KCAL 9 News.
What's going on with that family? I don't know, but it's something. Because the first thing the media did when the police went to that home is painted them as a great family. And that lady said the day before, everything was up in the air. We don't know if it's intentional. We don't know if he's going to be we don't know nothing. With a full video of him mowing people over like he's fucking a bowling ball and they was bowling pins. Unreal. But I just had to go back over this, you guys. I had to. When I seen it, when I got home, man, I seen it. I said, oh, I got to go back over this. Negro Diamond strikes again. Asking great questions. Playing couch detective with y'all. And having a great time doing it. Sports, Life, and Politics TV. Samuel Koppel. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. I just took your ass on one hell of a how in the hell did he get out of jail ride. Peace.